There is a silent kind of power that grows in those who prefer their own company. It is not arrogance nor loneliness, it is awareness. A depth that cannot be seen by those who constantly drown in the noise of others. We live in a world addicted to distraction. People can't even sit with their own thoughts for a few minutes without reaching for a screen or a conversation to fill the silence. But there exists a rare kind of soul, one that finds comfort in solitude, one that walks alone, not because it has to, but because it chooses to. Let's explore the 4 qualities that make such people profoundly different and often far stronger than the rest. 1. They possess emotional independence, the strength to stand alone. When someone truly prefers their own company, it's because they've broken free from the emotional dependence that chains most people. They no longer seek constant approval, validation, or attention. They've realized, as Epictetus once said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Most people live as slaves to opinion. They need others to confirm their worth. They fear silence because silence exposes the truth, that they've built their identity on how others see them, not on who they really are. But those who have learned to walk alone, they are different. They've learned to look inward for stability. Their peace doesn't crumble when the crowd disappears. Their sense of worth doesn't rise or fall with someone else's approval. This emotional independence is not coldness, it's control. It's the mastery of self. It's the realization that no one can truly hurt you if your peace comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." And that is the essence of emotional independence. The ability to retreat within yourself and still find peace. When we possess this strength, we no longer fear being misunderstood or abandoned. We become our own companion, our own guide, our own teacher. The noise of the world fades, and what remains is clarity. Those who prefer solitude are not avoiding people, they're avoiding chaos. They've chosen peace over popularity, silence over superficiality, and discipline over distraction. And that choice, though it isolates them, gives them a kind of power most will never taste. 2. They possess the wisdom to observe without judgment. Another surprising quality of those who prefer their own company is that they truly see the nature of people and the world without drowning in emotional reactions. When you spend enough time alone, you begin to understand the patterns of human behavior. You see how fear drives decisions, how ego distorts perception, how pain disguises itself as anger, and instead of reacting, you begin to observe. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Those who walk alone have learned this firsthand. They've seen how much suffering comes not from what happens, but from how we interpret what happens. They no longer let every insult provoke them. They no longer take every word personally. They have trained their minds like warriors to stay calm in the midst of chaos. This calmness isn't apathy. It's strength disguised as silence. When others shout, they listen. When others panic, they breathe. When others judge, they understand. Because solitude has taught them the hardest truth. Not everything deserves a reaction. Their stillness confuses people. Some mistake it for weakness, but that's only because they cannot comprehend the discipline it takes to remain unmoved by trivial things. This ability to observe without judgment, to see without reacting, is the foundation of true wisdom. It's how one transforms pain into perspective, anger into clarity, and loneliness into peace. 3. They possess an unshakable control over their emotions. There is a quiet danger in those who have mastered the art of emotional control. They don't explode, they don't beg, they don't chase chaos or feed on drama. They've learned, often through deep pain, that true power is not in how loudly you speak, but in how calmly you can stay when the world tries to provoke you. Those who prefer their own company have faced themselves. They've sat in silence long enough to confront their fears, their regrets, and their attachments. And in doing so, they've learned to tame their emotions, not be consumed by them. This is what makes them appear cold or detached to others. But it's not detachment from life, it's detachment from turmoil. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple truth is the foundation of emotional mastery. The majority of people live as slaves to their impulses. Anger controls them, desire blinds them, fear commands them. But the few who prefer solitude have built a fortress around their mind. They don't give permission for every fleeting emotion to enter. In a world where everyone reacts instantly, where emotions dictate words and ruin relationships, the man or woman who remains calm becomes almost supernatural. Their silence makes others uneasy. Their composure feels intimidating because emotional control is the one power that cannot be faked. It's forged through suffering, through restraint, through the daily battle of self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Those who prefer solitude have taken this to heart. They know that controlling the mind means controlling their reality. When anger rises, they breathe. When temptation calls, they wait. When someone tries to provoke them, they smile inwardly, recognizing that the greatest revenge is indifference. This level of control doesn't make life dull, it makes it clear. Because once emotions stop clouding your judgment, you begin to see the truth behind everything. You see manipulation where others see affection. You see weakness where others see passion. You see peace where others see emptiness. This is why emotionally controlled people seem mysterious. They don't react, they respond. They don't fight for validation, they preserve energy. They don't explain themselves to every fool because they understand that silence often says more than words ever could. Their detachment is not coldness, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that emotions, when left unchecked, are like wildfires, burning everything they touch. But when mastered, they become warmth, powerful but contained. And this is why those who walk alone often radiate something different. A stillness that cannot be disturbed, a calm that cannot be manipulated. They've learned that the man who rules himself rules the world. We must all learn this, to sit with discomfort without trying to escape it, to observe emotion without drowning in it, to remain unshaken even when provoked, because the one who controls his emotions controls his destiny. In solitude, this truth becomes clear. We cannot master the world until we first master ourselves. And the less we react, the more powerful, attractive, and free we become. 4. They see the world through the lens of detachment and clarity. Those who prefer their own company live in a different dimension of awareness. While others chase noise, validation, and approval, they stand still, watching, observing, understanding. Their silence isn't loneliness, it's vision. Because when you step back from the crowd, you stop being blinded by it. Seneca once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Most people spread their attention so thin that they lose touch with their own thoughts. They drown in gossip, trends, and the endless comparison that corrodes peace. But those who embrace solitude reclaim their attention, the most valuable possession of a human being. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop being intoxicated by the illusions of the world. You begin to see how fragile everything truly is. Reputations, opinions, relationships built on convenience rather than truth. The Stoics taught that wisdom begins with seeing things as they are, not as you wish them to be. And solitude sharpens this vision like nothing else. In silence, you realize how much of life is driven by illusion. You see how people mistake noise for importance, and how easily emotions can distort truth. You stop running from stillness and begin to see that solitude is not a punishment, it's purification. Every quiet hour spent alone is a mirror, forcing you to confront your inner chaos and reorder it with reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." That is the secret those who prefer solitude have discovered. They carry peace with them because they've learned that the mind, when disciplined, becomes an unshakable fortress. Detachment does not mean apathy, it means clarity. It means no longer being pulled by every emotional tide, no longer being enslaved by other people's moods, no longer confusing desire for direction. It is the art of watching without clinging, loving without losing yourself, and walking away without hatred. When you operate from detachment, the world begins to slow down. You no longer react to insults, flattery, or temptation. You simply observe them for what they are: tests, each one asking, will you lose yourself again, or will you remain free? And that freedom, that inner stillness, makes such people magnetic, not because they are trying to attract anyone, but because in a world of chaos, calmness is rare. People are drawn to what they cannot disturb. They sense the depth of someone who has seen the storm and chosen stillness. To see clearly is to be powerful, and clarity comes only when the noise fades, when the mind is no longer chained by the opinions of others. Those who prefer solitude know this well. They've traded constant stimulation for peace, and in return, they've gained something much greater: wisdom. This is the paradox of the solitary soul. They walk alone, but they see everything. They detach not because they don't care, but because they care enough to protect their peace. Their strength lies not in conquering others, but in mastering perception itself. And so, when you find yourself alone, misunderstood, unseen, distant from the crowd, understand this: you're not losing connection, you're gaining vision. Because the more you step away from the noise of the world, the clearer you hear the voice within. And in that silence, you don't just find peace, you find power. People who prefer their own company are not antisocial. They are self-aware. They have learned to find in silence what others chase in noise. They've learned that the mind, when left undisturbed, becomes a sanctuary, a temple where wisdom is born. We, the few who walk this path, know that solitude is not an escape from the world, but a return to ourselves. It's where we sharpen our reason, strengthen our will, and purify our emotions. So the next time you find yourself alone, don't rush to fill the silence. Sit with it, listen to it. Because in that silence you might discover the rarest kind of intelligence, the kind that doesn't need an audience to exist. As Marcus Aurelius said, the universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. And when your thoughts are disciplined, peaceful and free, solitude is no longer loneliness, it becomes liberation. Get exclusive content and deeper insights. Join our membership today. Link in the description. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the Stoic Verse for more wisdom to guide your journey.